Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara at WSMV in Nashville, and we're starting with wild video this morning.
There are 3 individuals on the top of the AT&T building, like on the tower parts. They don't look like they're supposed to be there, and it's a Sunday, so I can't imagine they're working.
Yeah, they definitely were not supposed to be there. 3 men who climbed Tennessee's tallest building, the AT&T building in Nashville, are now facing charges. Look at video. They're right there at the very tippy top of the building. One of the men told police they heard the AT&T building was the best place to view the city, so they entered what they claimed was an unsecured door and climbed up the stairs to the roof. Officers found them, look at this, hiding in a men's restroom on the 24th floor. You could see them holding their hands up from under the stall door. All of them are from out of state. They're charged with aggravated trespassing and disorderly conduct. And one of the men faces additional charges of possessing burglary tools after police say they found a crowbar and screwdriver inside of his backpack.
In the WVLT newsroom, I'm Whitney Turner. The Meigs County Sheriff's Department says the February drowning death of a deputy and a woman was, quote, a tragic accident. New autopsy reports say Deputy R.J. Leonard and Tabitha Smith drowned when the patrol car they were in plunged into the Hiwassee River. Smith was handcuffed in the back seat. The report said Deputy Leonard was not familiar with the road, and it also said the dark and foggy night may have played a role in the accident.
In my mind, some other people may see it differently, but that's really what I think. It was just a horrible mistake based on the factors of the night, the fog, the person in the back, and trying to use a phone or GPS device for navigation.
The investigation is now over, but the crash has also prompted a lawsuit filed by Smith's son. That suit claims Leonard did not have the necessary training to be acting as a patrol deputy. Back to you.
Well, the TBI has arrested a Venezuelan gang member for human trafficking in Tennessee. He's also suspected of committing violent crimes in Chicago and New York City. The TBI says that several agencies were investigating human trafficking in Chattanooga and the Hamilton County area. That led them to a hotel there where they arrested 3 women for prostitution and a man named Adelvis Rodriguez Carmona. Carmona is a known member of the violent gang that the TBI has been warning about over the last few weeks. Carmona is also facing drug charges and unlawful possession of a weapon. Well, 2 former Tennessee officers accused of killing Tyre Nichols will have separate trials. The trial of Tadarius Bean and Justin Smith will be separated from Emmett Martin III after yesterday's ruling. The former officers were found guilty of federal offenses in the deadly 2023 traffic stop. They're charged with second-degree murder. The trial is set for next year in April. As of now, Desmond Mills Jr. is the only former officer who will not go on trial after he pleaded guilty to state charges. We have a safety alert this morning for dog owners. Some pet treats are now under recall because of the risk of salmonella. This is for the 16-ounce bags of Hollywood Feed Carolina chicken chips. The treats were sold in 20 states, including right here in Tennessee. The FDA says dogs that eat the treats could have severe health problems and that owners who touch them could also get sick.
Many are still feeling the devastating effects from Hurricane Helene nearly 2 months later. And it's not just from losing homes. People are also out of their jobs. The newest data reveals Cocke County now ranks in the top 5 for counties with the highest unemployment rate in the state. Cocke County Mayor Rob Mathis says the storm damaged a specific area right off the Pigeon River, causing the most layoffs. The county's unemployment rate was more than 5% last month, a full percentage point higher than in September, and 4th highest in the state. The mayor says Eastern plating played a big role in the unemployment increase. A notice to the state in late September reveals they had to lay off 119 people because of Helene, with no timetable on how long it'd take.
Those folks, they have families, it impacts their families, and they have expanded families. So it creates a hardship on everyone, and it also impacts the local economy. If they're not receiving those paychecks, they can't go out and spend the money at local businesses.
But help is there. The Department of Labor has unemployment staff in Newport. Multi-agency resource centers also have unemployment applications. Mayor Mathis also says corporations are helping out as well. Back to you.
If you're hitting the road for Thanksgiving, TDOT says construction delays will not slow you down this Thanksgiving. The department is hitting the pause button on lane closures on interstates and state highways. All of this starts tomorrow at noon and runs through Monday, December 2nd. Workers still may be on site in some of those construction zones, so keep your eyes peeled. There are also a few long-term lane closures that will have to stay in place for safety reasons. By the way, today and Wednesday will be the busiest days for drivers. First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro is tracking some weather issues that could impact your holiday travel, Stefano.
And we also have a big weekend ahead of us with cold and even some snow for parts of the state as well. So there's a lot to unpack over the next couple of days. Timing of that rainfall Wednesday late in the day and through Thanksgiving morning. We are expecting some travel delays out of that, and weekend cold and even a chance for snow, as I did mention. Let's talk about today. There's really no travel troubles expected across the entire state. It will be a cooler day. Everybody tops off in the 50s, but it does come with plenty of sunshine tonight and into tomorrow morning. Actually look pretty good. It's going to be cold to start off the day tomorrow, but I don't think there's any weather issues if you're headed to the airports, if you are just hitting the roadway early to kickstart that holiday travel. Now, later we go through the day, the more the rain will develop. Is this a severe weather threat? Is this a drenching, flooding downpour? Absolutely not, but it's just enough to cause some travel disruptions if you are trying to get out on the roadways, maybe after work. If you have a late flight in the day tomorrow, that'll be something that we do want to watch closely. And a couple of downpours could mix their way in, as well as a rumble of thunder, but nothing overly exciting for the most part. Now, by the middle of the night, that rain is done in West Tennessee. It's still continuing along and east of I-65 through Middle and East Tennessee, but most of that will even be gone by the time we get to Thursday morning. The reason the alert day continues right through Thanksgiving morning is because in the wake of that rainfall, we could easily have some dense fog, some low cloud cover in those higher elevations, and certainly still some wet roadways that you'll want to keep an eye out as we head through the day on Thursday. Saturday into Sunday, big changes come our way. The forecast will stay dry Saturday morning as the colder air comes in. We also get clipped by a little moisture that's coming through. We'll call it a little clipper system that tries to work its way through parts of the state. The best spots for accumulation out of this, higher elevations of the plateau right along the Tennessee and Kentucky border. So if you're doing any traveling, let's say to central and southern Kentucky, we could see a better chance of some accumulation there, as well as out toward the Smokies on top of that. So that's the next big weather story. And by the way, it's coming with very cold air. Daytime highs 40s and 30s, overnight lows dropping in the 20s. So with the timing of this snowfall potentially being Saturday night into early on Sunday, with temperatures as low as they are, even some minor accumulations, I'm talking less than an inch, could cause some slick spots as far as travel is concerned. And this colder air, Amanda, should last with us through early next week.
All right, we'll be tracking it all. Stefano, thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with a look at the big stories from across the state. Have a great day.
This is Tennessee in 10, streaming your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes.